to thank you once again for tuning in to yet another episode of cTalkTV's Live Sundays. Appreciate all the love and support from everyone. We appreciate all the feedback, topic ideas. We ask that you just keep it coming. We do look at them. We do gauge, what we need to talk about based on what you guys are saying. Also, the conversations in the in the chat room on the YouTube channel. Just a quick reminder to everyone: if you're watching this and you would like to join in and chat to involve yourself with the discussion, make sure you're using the YouTube app. That's the only way you can chat. If you're watching this through Instagram, you cannot engage in conversation with us in the chat room. So hop onto the YouTube app. We do want to remind everybody to like, comment, and subscribe. Share the feeds with your family and friends. If you're interested in being part of the panel coming up here to discuss whatever's going on in your lives as well, definitely reach out. We love new faces, we love new ideas, thoughts, and minds, so we're definitely open to that. Today we have great topics and a great panel here. Just want to introduce, my name is John. Today we have
Tia. Hi.
Around.
Lori. Loredana.
Again, thank you all for tuning in. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. The subscribe button is right here, right below me. In lieu of everything that's been going on, lost lives to police brutality. Most recent has been Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, and George Floyd, as well as other lives in the past. We're just going to have a 15-second silence in honor of those lives. Thank you, everyone. It's been a tough road here in the past. 2020 has been a tough road here for everyone. Before we segue into our topics, I just want to see how everybody's week has been this past week, the weeks before that. How's everything going in everyone's personal life?
I mean, mine's been good, but I'm just shocked by what's going on. Completely shocked. I didn't think that it would get like this. We already have a lot going on with the virus. So, adding this basically a race war just adds to the height of anxiety.
Right. It's definitely a tough time all over the world, and as of recent, the issue of police brutality has been a pivotal topic. It's full of emotions. It's full of great minds who have great ideas on what we can do to progress. We're not experts, well, I'm not an expert in terms of how to progress or anything like that. But I do feel for the families and loved ones of the people that are not here to defend themselves after being taken at the hands of people that are supposed to enforce the law and protect us. Our tax dollars pay them to be able to protect us as citizens of the United States. So it's very, very sad. We know what the obvious is, but it goes so deep, and it's so much hurt and pain in the issues of what's going on that, I get lost in emotion, to be honest, on some real. When you guys sit back and think about those things, like, can you think of, do you see a hope? Like the light at the end of the tunnel in some way, shape, or form?
In a way, yes, but I don't know. I feel like everything that has been going on, right, is like, it's been there for a while, right? And I think this is like a tipping point for like black people out there, like, fuck it. Sorry. Am I supposed to say? Okay. So they're like, fuck it. So I think after this, there will be some sort of like, I think there will be this, this is actually real for like a lot of people, not just black people now, white people are like, okay, So I think there's hope, like there's a sort of hope for this, yeah. So.
You were going to say, Loredana?
I can only speak for myself. I'm a woman of affirmation. I pray and hope that everybody's hearts are comforted through this time, because not only are we also experiencing COVID, but we're also experiencing this like throughout everyday life. So I just feel like I'm hopeful. I feel like things might get worse to get to better, but I just feel like maybe time can heal and time can open hearts and open minds. So within time, I feel like we'll be able to get to a place where conversations are going to be open, the elephant in the room is going to be addressed, and healing begins. So I think this is just a phase of acknowledgement with a lot of us, not only our race, like she said, but the white race, the Asian race, everybody. So yeah, that's where I stand. There's hope.
Yeah.
There's always going to be hope. We're still living, so there's always a chance to make things better.
Yeah, I saw a video this morning with Killer Mike out in Atlanta. It was him and a few other council people. I'm not sure who they were. T.I. was up there as well, and you know, he was talking about hope and in the light of the situations that's going on, in the light of the emotions that everybody's feeling. This is a time to strategize. You know, let's be strategic with the things that we do. We do realize that as Black people, sometimes we feel like we're the minority, but on the global spectrum, we are the majority. And we can find ways to connect with one another and find ways to use, you know, the power that we do have, because we do have a lot of power, and people are realizing that now. We love that we see people out there on the streets speaking and making a stance for justice, because it's obvious what's wrong. But we also know that the institutions that have been running the world is a very, very biased and very, very racist institution. So moments like these, when the emotions are high, calls for strategic movement in terms of progress, because what we want is progress. What we want is to be heard. In terms of strategic movements, can y'all think of anything in terms of like what would be a great idea? Like, first thing that comes to my mind is like, you know, buying power, spending power. Of course, you got the political votes, like really, really paying attention to who we choose to be in the political office. Can y'all think of anything like that in terms of what would be a great move for people as a whole? Like a unified move in a way?
I would say, in my opinion, though, like this might not be conventional, right?
Right.
I think the reason why I'm trying to use the what's his name, the Floyd situation.
Yeah.
And the reason why someone would do something like that is because they don't regard you as a human being, right? So I'm not taking the blame away from him, right? I'm just saying, like, if he's not a psychopath or a sociopath, whatever, right? If you do something like that to a human being, you feel remorse, right? But he doesn't necessarily see that person as a human being. So for me, the solution is maybe, I think a friend told me this, like maybe it's better for like a white cop to always partner up with a black cop, right? Give them some sort of like education on them, like, oh, this is how to treat a black person because he is actually a human being as much as you don't think so. Or maybe the orientation for any white cop should be go to a black neighborhood and probably spend like 4 months or something, like just to know that, okay, look, he actually has a life, right? Like he has a family, he has a lineage, like he has something. Then maybe that, if you have someone like that on the floor, you'd be like, oh, he might actually have a child. He might actually have parents. He might actually have people that are missing, right? So for me, that's kind of like my sort of like solution to.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Gloria?
For me, it's more, I'm just looking at things of where we are now. I think we're in the place of, like I stated earlier, I think we're in a place of acknowledgement. So I want to, just me on my personal belief, I want to point out that we're able to grieve, right? As a community, as a race, we have to tune and our emotions in a better way to breathe. I'm not saying that the riots are wrong. I'm just saying that we're hurt, and this is what hurt looks like. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those things that comes with it. Like, we're hurt. I just asked the black community to just take a step back, breathe, be in tune with your emotions, and don't act in your emotions, but act strategically. Like you were saying, you gotta come together and really look at the bigger picture and just strategize.
Yeah.
And that's gonna take acknowledgement of the grieving process. And it's a lot because we usually don't have all the resources that we need to, or we don't have the ability to like acknowledge things the way another race can. You know what I mean? So I just think that we need to just take the step back, educate ourselves on grief maybe a little bit better, and like and find ways, like tune in and find ways on how to like strategize better on as a whole to get our point across.
Yeah.
Like I said, the riots, that's just what comes with our hurt, our pain. So, yeah.
You got any thoughts, Steve?
I mean, I agree with both of them. Yeah, the riots, it's basically showing how angry we are, how fed up that we are. I would definitely ask the black community to take a step back, think on what the smart solution would be, the more civilized solution would be, because, you know, the looting, tearing things up, blowing police cars on fire, it's just gonna like promote more anger, and we want to get away from that. We want to get away from the negativity. The positivity needs to be really high right now because, you know, people are dying. And the black community, we've had these issues for a long time, but what can we do to make it better for the future, like for our grandkids? Definitely need to see change, and the change should start with our leader as our president. Big change needs to start there because these people are too bold because they feel like they can be.
Yeah, what's unfortunate is our leader is very, very questionable, and I'm just leave it at that. So I'm not sure we can necessarily call him a leader, but he is the person in power, and he definitely needs to voice out and at least in some way bring some kind of balance to this. I'm not sure if that would help or not.
But can he though?
I mean, he can do whatever he wants.
Okay, I think that for you to want to actually even bring a solution, you have to be able to empathize.
Right.
This is a 7-year-old like billionaire, right? Like he can't. He actually doesn't even know how to. And looking at his like cabinet or something, right? It's kind of impossible for that to even happen, right? The people that are actually going to vote for him next time are mostly like, you know, how will I say this in a very white people? But so he doesn't even have the need to actually make any difference, you know, like, but anyways, that's
And I feel you, it's tough. Like,
And I mean, if you feel like, if this is an eye-opener for you too, and you feel like he can't empathize, like how the heck did he get here? I know some people that just, okay, let me put this out there. If you don't feel like somebody needs to be up there, then you need to take into action. Like, you need to go vote. You know,
Right.
it comes down to that. So if you feel like he's not going to be able to, he doesn't have the characteristics, he can't, you know, be the middleman for, you know, the rich and the poor or whatever, or the rape, whatever is going on, then the one tool that you have is to vote. So let this be an eye-opener to our community too. We gotta vote. We have the right. You know, they might do things to try to minimize us to actually go out and vote, like, you know, incarceration, like
Right.
mass incarceration,
Right.
things like that. But be vigilant and try and know like what's the systematic things that they're trying to do to like suppress us, and use some tools to, you know, vote. So that's where I'm at.
Yeah, that's a great idea, the voting aspect, because, you know, our votes do count, and especially when we move on a unified front. You know, divided, I always feel like divided we're conquered, but when we move on a unified front, then we can actually see absolute change, or at least we can see some kind of light. Because some people don't see the hope, you know, they can't feel the hope, but a lot of people do. I think a lot of the younger generation now can see the light at the end of the tunnel. I struggle with it a lot. I can see it sometimes I'm like, I get real emotionally involved and I'm like, I just don't see it, you know, but there's still a little light of hope. So we just ask everybody to, you know, to
do their part.
Yeah, do your part, stay prayerful, keep on the unified front, make your voice be heard, you know, go out there and, you know, make your voice be heard, but let's just be strategic in how we move, especially during these times, because if any action can be taken right now to progress towards change, now is the time. And, you know, if you're gonna go out there and protest, just, you know, be safe. You know, your parents want to see you come back home. You know, if you have kids, they want to see you come back home. They don't want to see you out there lose your life, you know, at the end of the day. But the most powerful thing that you have is your voice and the mind to take action. You know, those are things that we do have, regardless of this system that's been set up. I do appreciate your thoughts and comments on that. We're going to go ahead and segue to the first topic for today. It goes, WTF, what the fuck? We broke up last month after being together for 2 years, and he's already in another relationship. After breaking up from a long-term relationship, when is it appropriate to have sex with someone else or get into another relationship? They were together for 2 years. They broke up and...
Oh, they've been together for 2 years and they broke up.
2 years?
Yeah.
And he had sex with someone the next day or something, or the next month?
The next month.
Sheesh. I mean, I think that
He's already
he's
in
coming
another
from
relationship.
a place of hurt. Usually breakups are not easy, they're hurtful. So sometimes people just need, because they're not used to that, the same thing every day of that person anymore, so they just want something to feel close to.
Companionship?
Some people will rebound, some
Rebound.
people will,
That's what it sounds like.
will
Rebound.
you know, act out because they're hurt, you know, especially if it was a long relationship, like 2 years. Of course, if it was really deep into it, if they have future plans, it makes it even more, you know, detrimental to their heart. So, I mean, they may do that, but they really just need time. The smart thing to do is just take time by yourself. Understand your feelings, let them flow, get it all out. If you feel like you need to explain how hurt you are to that person that you broke up with, let them know, because I think relieving yourself of your thoughts and feelings helps a lot. I mean, yeah, you may feel stupid, but just let it out, let it go, and then you won't feel the anxiety of like, I wish I would have told him how I felt. Like, it's gonna make you feel better, it's gonna make you feel stronger, and it's gonna help you move on.
Okay, so the question is what exactly? Like, is it right to...
Yeah, so is it appropriate to have sex with someone else or get into another relationship
Well,
after you break up from a long
month after?
relationship? Yeah.
I don't think there's a right or wrong, like, and it depends too. Like, most times people actually clock out, like,
While they're already in that.
while they're in a relationship. So,
yeah.
in a way, some people are already entertaining someone else, and it's like that person is probably giving them that thing they felt they lacked in their current relationship, and sometimes like a week after you're like, yeah, sorry.
Now,
What do you mean?
Right?
So, nah.
Somebody else. Though.
Okay, so
Please define that.
girls actually do this, but anyway.
Men,
Wait, I'll say this, right? So the thing is,
Let me stop.
in my, I would say personal experience, but in my experience with like talking to people, right? And I have girlfriends, so like female friends.
Okay.
They always say that girls actually clock out like early before they actually like break up, right?
Yep.
And you guys know that nigga that, you know, probably, you know, be giving you that small compliment.
My talk.
Be basically like like I guess complementing that part that you don't actually get from your current relationship. So 2 months in, you're like, why am I even with this nigga, right? And if you break up with him, there's a probability that that guy is there to be like, oh, let's go on a date next week, right? After that, you most likely be with that person or probably do something just out of like coming out of a new relationship. So for me, I think there's no right or wrong in it, but and I will say this, and people can come for me. Girls actually do this more.
Oh, I believe it.
Oh, no.
Okay,
No.
so going back to the question, let's go back to the basic. Okay, because I'm gonna piggyback on what you said, Chiz. But what was yours? What was the
Oh, so basically it's asking, is it appropriate to have sex with someone else or get into another relationship after breaking up from a long-term relationship?
Okay,
Like
so
within-
is it appropriate to have sex or to get into any kind of
Yeah,
situation,
right after you
shit,
break up.
whatever?
Yeah.
That's up to you. I'm not gonna discuss when you're ready. When you're ready, you're ready.
Right.
Okay. Now let's piggyback on what you said. Yes, girls do check out. Yeah, girls do check out. They might check out 6 months. They might check out a year, depending on the nature of the relationship. Now, to frown upon it, to be like, oh yeah, you know, so-and-so want to take me out. I mean, why?
What do you mean? Why?
Like why? Like if a girl, hypothetically speaking, if a girl steps out and she's like, you know what? Not steps out, but like she's broken up, they're over, and then she's like, such and such wants to, you know,
Or like throwing it in a
yeah, exactly. Then I'm not the one. That's you, baby girl. That's you. If you don't want to sit there, again, people process things different. People process, okay, I needed to be with a guy and then go on to another guy, and then within the midst of that second guy, okay, now it's dwindling on me. Like I need to process this stuff. Everybody process different. I'm not gonna be the one to judge, and I'm not gonna be the one to say it's appropriate or not. You know what I'm saying? It's like labels. It's labels on everything. Like just if what if the nigga passed? The nigga passed.
She's not going to go out.
Honestly,
And live.
Yeah, and it's just like, you know what? I need to live life because
No, I don't think that's the.
no.
I think it's the amount of time.
I'm just saying,
Like, is there an appropriate amount of time
No.
or like out of respect
There's
for
not.
it? There isn't. It's
I see
respect
some-
that's what I respect and appropriate, that part, because
I mean,
after you break up, the respect
I'm
and
gonna
appropriateness is like kind of like it's wishy-washy, because if y'all are broken up and there's like, okay, yeah, we can see other people, like it didn't work out between us. Okay, well, if I'm gonna go and have lunch with someone, I'm gonna go and have lunch with somebody, and they're gonna, you know, maybe it'll be a good talk, something I've been needing spiritually from somebody to have a good talk with, because I've been under so much stress with him. But men do it too. That's what I want to say.
I don't know
Men
anyone that
do
does
it.
this thing,
Like
but-
you'll know if they clock out when they stop caring about stuff. Okay, when there's no more arguments, when there's no more like deep talks about anything.
Wait, so arguments are.
So they both will entertain. I don't think it's just a girl thing, but I understand from personal experience.
no, it's mostly girls.
If
But-
someone's giving you light in the darkness,
Oh, I
you're
feel
gonna
like-
react to it. You're gonna be like, oh, like thank God, like he understands.
I feel
me.
like if you jump straight into a relationship or another situation, like let's say the next day, that's like
You've been talking to-
obviously, yeah, you've been talking
Yeah,
to
that's
this person
definitely
for a
an
while.
escape.
Yeah.
You've been waiting for
Yeah.
this freedom or whatever, and then now you're just
Yeah.
jumping into it because so. I mean, it seems very, very convenient at that point.
Yeah.
But like ideally speaking, like let's say both people were fully invested, and for whatever the reason was, it didn't work out. I almost feel like, and not necessarily out of respect. I mean, everybody's gonna do what they want to do, but it seems like there organically should be some time
3
before you
months
go
at
into the
least.
next. You know, you said 3 months at least.
At least.
Oh, that's actually longer than I was thinking, but yeah.
I mean, I get it. I get what you're saying. Like, out of respect, I understand. I see it. Like, you guys probably share friends. You guys probably like the community of people that are around you. They kind of have that yard couple, and then you just go out and then have a fling or whatever with somebody else, and you just I can see that. But people have to be mature about situations. If you have good communications and y'all, I will hope that y'all and things on a mature level, and you say, hey, you know what, I'm good, we're good on this, I'm actually communicating with somebody else. I'm not gonna post the guy and advertise him as if he's like my baby daddy from God given earth.
Wait, so should you actually say that? Like, I'm seeing somebody else?
I mean, if we're talking about respect and it's the timeline, of course, because then the guy's gonna be like, wait, you've been messing with this guy before, like, we broke up? You know, you have to have communication and dialogue, you know? Like, it's just to...
So the relationship is over, and, you know, we're talking about the transition time, and...
Yeah, if you get into if a guy gets into a relationship right after me, I'm gonna be like, you had to be talking to her. You had to be talking to her.
No, I get that, but, so, like, the relationship is over, you're going through the transition point, whatever, and whatever's going on in your personal life. If let's say you meet somebody, you're interested, you're saying go.
No, not tell, but I was talking on the premises of respect. I'm not telling you to just be like, hey, I just want to, no, I'm not telling you, I'm not trying to tell you to rub it in or use it on those contexts. That's not what I'm saying. But if you're saying respect is a big deal, because again, you don't owe, if I don't have a child with you, or if like I wasn't married or engaged to you, I don't owe nothing to you. I don't have to give you any type of explanation. If I want to go off to Dubai and meet my Prince Charming, my Aladdin, then hey, allow it to be what it is. Like, you don't, you know, I'm grown. Like, you're grown too. But I understand if we're talking on the premises of respect, and you feel like, oh, okay, well, you know, I'm moving on. This is no longer a, you know, because when you split up, there's gonna be like, hey, I miss you. You know, that attachment state.
There's gonna be crumbs.
Yeah, there's gonna be crumbs. So if you just verbalize like, I'm definitely done, and I'm definitely seeing somebody, you try to, you know, then you have to do that. But I ain't gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. But you know.
For me, let's even leave respect out of the whole thing, right?
We can. That's possible.
If both of us like we are mutually invested, right, in this relationship, right? The probability that in a month after you actually be seeing someone is actually like seeing someone that actually like the person is actually very low, right? Like literally you be doing things with that person and be thinking about me, of course, but you know.
Okay.
No, it's true. Like, and I guess that goes for me too. Like, if I'm invested in you and I go talk to a girl like a month after, it's either I'm just trying to like fill up this hole, I'm trying to rebound or something. Like that's really what it is. Like I doubt that I would actually date someone like genuinely like after 1 month.
Okay, but I'm gonna be the devil advocate. What if I've been in this negative relationship?
That's why I said mutually invested relationship. I'm not talking about like negative like.
Apply that too. Okay. What if I'm just in the no relationship, right? And I'm like no, and then I actually meet the love of my life.
You can't meet the love of your life in 1 month.
You cannot say you cannot.
It doesn't work like that.
I mean, you can't meet the love of your life
in 1 month.
So you're gonna tell me what is ordained and destined for me? What if I meet the love of my life?
Oh, so potential love of your life.
No. What if I met the love of my life?
How
you can't say
you don't know that in a month.
But you don't know the connection that they have. What if I'm in a relationship and I know we were toxic for each other, right? I'm with a guy and he was toxic and I was toxic to him. And I knew somebody out there was making him do better. Okay. Like, I'm not gonna be the salty one and be like, oh, he cheated on me, blah, blah. I'm just gonna be like, okay, allow him to live, allow him to be happy. I'm not gonna make it about me. You can't put a timeline on who you're gonna meet, what connection you're gonna have.
It's in views and it's in labels what appropriate is because no one knows what you went through.
I actually want to see what people are saying in the comments.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually do. I'm
Jen
looking.
in the comments, she says sex is understandable. Everybody has needs. Laugh out loud.
Yeah.
But getting into another relationship that fast is not okay.
It won't even work.
Relationship and sex is different. So if you sleep with someone that's straight up, I think from a point of hurt, and they're trying to fill a void, but a relationship, it's gonna take time if you're smart. You'll take time, you'll months and months, maybe a year, depending on how deep your relationship was in the past, to actually be in a full-fledged relationship with somebody. Sleep with someone, okay, but it may be a rebound. It may just be they just need to get their feelings out and they know they can't go to their ex because they don't want to restart that train.
True. Or you just go back and down with, people do things to process whatever. Like, that's true too. Like, sex is,
So does
nowadays,
sex
is
heal?
different. Huh?
Because it's important to heal before you move on. So does sex heal you? Because I'm seeing people talking about
Sex-
To each his own. Sex
Does
can heal
sex
with
heal?
somebody
No.
who needs sex like that, but sex,
like
honestly,
is
in my
sex,
opinion,
does
does
sex
not
help you
heal.
breathe?
It may help somebody you don't know people.
So-
Sex might
so
help them
the
breathe
thing
because
is-
they need it.
From what
So
my
sex
friends
can
tell
help you
me,
breathe.
I
from
mean,
what my
that's a new
friends
one.
tell me,
you
Or
never
what your
know.
friends tell you what?
they say it doesn't heal. So I don't know.
Sex doesn't
I'm
heal?
a child of God. I don't do
Doesn't
things
heal.
like that.
I don't know if it makes you breathe. I don't know. Me, I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, Lori.
Does sex help you breathe? I don't know. What context
First of
you
all,
use
it
in
does.
sex? I don't know
So
what context you use in sex.
So I'm just saying, like, you going through some shit, whether you're stressed or whatever's going on. As sex being the thing that you did that helps you in
Relieve.
that moment, relieve.
Okay, relieve is
Relieve a little
definitely
bit, yeah.
different from breathe. Like, relieve
Yeah.
is definitely different from breathe.
Yeah.
Damn, I don't.
So what's the real question? What's the
I don't know,
question?
because
Are you asking if it's a temporary relief or is it like a?
It's definitely temporary with sex. It's temporary grieving, relief.
Yeah.
I believe that straight up. Because
Yeah, it is.
anybody can have sex with anybody. It's just sex. It's just
Right.
physical.
But are you gonna just have sex with anybody?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying sex.
I'm asking because, like, even in
How
the
would you
context
do
of
something
kids-
like that?
No, I'm gonna be the
Hey,
devil
you can have one night
advocate.
stand.
I'm gonna be the devil advocate. I'm gonna be the devil advocate. But I'm saying, like, even if you're gonna use your standpoint, like, oh, okay, you're just using the what did you say earlier? You were like,
Me.
yes, you were like, you're just using a rebound. What if you're just using the sex as the rebound? Like, I'm not saying I'm gonna do it, but what if people don't have that connection with sex? And then what? Like, you're not gonna tell them, like, what's wrong or how to do their own thing? Like, I don't know. That's just,
So basically, you're saying that sex without connection doesn't actually make sense. Is that what you're saying?
no, I didn't say that.
So what are you saying? 'Cause,
Okay, so we were speaking earlier. She was saying, what if you just are using sex not release,
To
but
grieve, yeah.
release, right? What if that is just the context that they're using sex for, right? I don't personally do that. I mean, some people can just be like, you look like a right candidate for me to release. Then what? Like, what? How can again? It's labels. So how can you say it's right, it's wrong? Like, I don't know. Like
No, I'm not saying it's right or wrong. It's just a question.
Does it work?
That's
That's what
the
it's-
first
that's
question.
Like,
Does
is
it
that
work?
something that can actually help somebody transition in that transition of, because they're sad.
Oh, if
and
it
depressed.
helps?
The relationship is over. Should you use sex as a way to kind of like,
So
You can do it, but the prognosis of you being able to, if anything, is gonna add on more
Yeah,
stress.
it's not gonna help them.
So you can do it, that's fine, you could do it. I'm not gonna judge you for it, but it's probably gonna cause more harm it's gonna cause damage than healing. That's my personal belief. Because sex is just not regular.
I don't actually agree with that. And the reason I'm saying this is because there's actually no right way to do it, right? So some people, like, everything we do after things like, let's say a breakup or something, we just find a way to distract ourselves, right? That's really what we do. So Some people might use sex to distract themselves. Some people might use work to distract themselves. So
Right.
sex might actually not be. I don't think it might actually add. It's just like it might. I
For
think it might,
somebody where
yeah, it might
it's
actually,
sex,
yeah, it might
it's
just
just
delay.
so-
Like some, like most people, everyone can actually have sex without actually putting like some kind of like feeling into it. Like, you understand? So
Not
it's like
everybody.
everyone actually.
It's a possibility.
People
Not
can-
everyone can, but it's a possibility.
And not everybody.
You
Not
literally can, like you need to try it first of all, then you see that you can.
Yeah, we'll try
It's just
it.
what you have in your head that makes you feel like you can actually do it. You can do it. It's just, look, from what my friends tell me,
Go ahead, Chiz. Go ahead, Chiz.
it's just sex at the end of the day. You understand? So, next morning, everyone
I mean, if you're looking at it like anatomy, physiology, yes, I need to release because my hormones and in a woman perspective, oh, my hormones, I need to da-da-da-da. But we're creatures, we're beings of,
Or emotional.
Emotion.
we're emotional beings.
Yes.
Like, that's why God gave us a soul, not to make it religious on everybody.
So,
Yeah.
But, I mean, you can't sit here and tell me, like, you can't sit up here and tell me, like, oh, 2% of the population can, have sex and not feel. You can't say that. Like,
But, I mean, you
It
can't say
comes
that
with it.
because
Why?
some people it's just sex. It's nothing more than that.
There's-
So for some people it's Chanel bags. So that's a segue to the next topic. So next topic is a $500 PS5 is too much to spend on a guy, but y'all want $3,000 Chanel bags from him. It's not like you don't have the money. What are your philosophies? What are your philosophies on buying gifts for
pour me some.
your partner?
So
Philosophy
look,
on buying
look,
things for your partner?
that PS5 is expensive, and yet some women want expensive things, some guys want expensive things, but you have to think about. I think about, does he deserve it? Like, is he invested in this relationship? Has he been a good man for me to gift him something costly like that? And anything else, like if he wants a Benz, if he wants that new Benz, okay, are you worthy of this gift? I mean, I love giving gifts, but it's like, don't give a gift to someone just because they want it or just because they have this urge for expensive things, just to feel like empowered, I guess.
Yeah.
Because that's a waste of money and it's a waste of time, because people connect to things, and they should, in a relationship, you need to connect to the relationship, the value of the relationship.
so this goes both ways, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Because in my opinion,
Oh, not your friends.
but in my opinion, if this was the other way around, right? Like, let's say bags, right? Like, I feel that some women feel entitled to actually get that regardless of if they think they deserve it or not.
Right.
So for me, I don't think there's any, like, first of all, if you are with a guy for a long time, let's say like 6 months, 7 months, and he wants a PS5, like, why not? Like, why are you trying to debate if he deserves it or not? Because if it was the other way around, it wouldn't be like, women won't care if they think they deserve it. They don't even,
So
like,
would you buy a $3,000 Chanel bag for your girl?
so it depends, right? So it depends on.
That was so funny.
So
Wait.
That was so funny, I'm sorry.
Wait, let me speak.
Okay,
So it depends, right? If
answer the question.
no, it
Would you
depends, like,
buy?
questions like that can be black and white, right?
Okay.
So it depends on how much money I have, right? And it depends on how much time I've been with you, right? If for some reason I think I agree with her, it's just that I just feel like it doesn't actually go that way, right? Like, so if I think, like, let's say you would do the same for me, why not? And I have the money to do it for you, why not? But if I feel you are more of like, with some girls that feel like they're entitled to get and not really give, if I feel like you would do the same, like, without actually thinking about, I would probably spend $5,000. It doesn't mean anything, because it's like, oh, this is someone I'm with.
So if he was like a multi-millionaire, would you think do they deserve it or you just get it? Because now it's not about whether I can afford it. It's not about that kind of stuff,
Okay,
right?
so
If you had the opportunity.
Because now are you thinking,
You had the bank account to, you know what I'm saying,
Buy
to
that,
do it.
yeah.
Like
you
it
can get
will be
thousands of
something.
them and it's not
Would
going
you
to
do
hurt
it?
you.
Would you do it?
Because the question is really based on what your philosophy is on buying.
Buying stuff, yeah.
Yes, so let's say you got the surplus and it's not about money at this
It's
point.
not about the money.
Like, is it truly about do they deserve it, or are you the kind of person? Because I know people that they have such a very, very giving spirit, and they're just gonna give. If they got it, they'll give. Even if it's their last, they're gonna give, right? So, but some people are like, do you actually deserve it? Do you actually need this? Like, what is this gonna do for you? Like, some people think differently.
But it's also, there's different types of gifts. Like the subject that we're on, these are like expensive material things,
Right.
like designer things or popular things. So the PS5 in the bag, it's like, I could give you something more meaningful. So you have to think about that. This is a material thing that I'm getting someone. If you are a millionaire, okay, sure, just throw it. But then you don't want to get them into the mindset of like, oh, he got it, so he's going to do it no matter how I act. And I think that goes for men and women. Because there's some men who think that they deserve something just for saying, right? Just for saying hello.
Like
Just for taking you
is also
somewhere.
very
For
important.
giving you a ride, for giving you gas money. Women, yeah, but men
So-
do it too. If they feel entitled, they're going to do it.
So with me, being a real ass female, it comes down to love language, right? There's some
I agree.
people, it really comes down to love language.
Yeah.
Because I'm a woman where it's just like, okay, so let's go back to the question. Would I ask a guy to buy me a $3,000 bag, Chanel bag? No, I can afford it myself. I'm not gonna ask for something that I can't afford. I'm not gonna ask for a lifestyle that I know I can't sustain for my own.
So what's
That's
something
why-
that you would ask?
But see, that comes down to love language. So if my guy, so the PS thing, right? If my guy makes me fulfilled, like I'm not saying that I'm gonna, as a woman, I'm fulfilled by, I don't know, him buying things for me. But if he just wakes up and makes breakfast for me, and I even bought the grocery, the act, it's just, that's enough for me. And that's worthy enough for me to sit there and be like, you know what, this is my man. I'm gonna go ahead and, just
Drop that PS.
Because women are not the kind like, well, let me not generalize. I'm gonna speak on my behalf. I'm not the type to ask for, oh, pay my rent. Oh, get my nails done. Oh, I need to get a Chanel bag. I'm not gonna ask for that because I do it on my own. So if you want that, or if I'm asking for it, not even asking, but if it comes down, it's our anniversary, and I'm like, oh, let me go ahead and show some love. Let me go ahead and show how affectionate I can be with, the other stuff. But on an everyday basis, if he does everything else, then yeah, why not?
Okay.
You know?
Let me ask a question, right? Who makes the first move?
Wait.
In what?
In what?
The game or the
So-
Now you're
because-
putting the question into
No, because
Seriously.
so everything is based on reciprocity, right? Like, so you're like, oh, he does this move, like, this nigga deserves like a PS5, right? So what if he's waiting for you to do it? What happens?
Waiting for us to ask,
Like,
do you want to
okay, no.
Wait, what if he wasted?
What if I'm the guy,
Okay.
like,
Or like you tell your girl you tell her without telling her or something like that? Or you just...
no, okay, so I want a PS5, right? So, and I'm waiting for you to, no, how does it? Sorry. I'm waiting for you to do something good enough for me to buy you a Birkin bag or what?
Wow.
So it's a game?
Now I'm asking, who makes the first move?
It's
Because the way you're saying it, right? You're like, oh, wait.
I would not be dating you. I would not be dating you
See,
if you.
this is what I call
If you sit here.
entitled.
No. If you feel the need to do anything for me because go ahead and
So
celebrate
from
my
what you
dad.
said before,
Whatever,
right?
if I wipe your butt,
But from what you said
I wipe your
before,
butt is because I'm doing it because I care for you. It's not because on Thursday you called me and I thought that was sweet.
So-
No. So you can
Wait,
reverse
wait,
that.
why you wiping his butt?
No, it was a joke. No. Okay, that goes to the nursing side of me.
So-
That's
Okay.
that's
So,
the caring
look
side.
at-
But I'm just saying, like, if I do any type of
let's
gesture,
wait, hold
if I do any
on.
type of gesture
Hold on.
that is caring, is because I did it wholeheartedly out of my heart. It's not because
Not because you felt like he was
not because
deserving of it.
he.
Wait. Not because you feel like he was deserving of it. Cause
No, it's not because of the deserving. No. If you know me, if you need care and that is just a human right thing to do, I would do it no matter what. Not because I'm benefiting out of it. It's just who you are. That's how you're supposed to love. And if you're loving that other way, my dear, I'm sorry because you don't know what love is.
Yes.
Okay,
Simple
so-
You don't know
giving
what
things.
true love. You don't know
from
what
the
care,
heart.
loving is. Even to your brother or your sister or your
But-
fellow neighbor.
But I don't think there's also the fact that it's the money value on it too. So it's almost like an investment, right? Because most guys don't want to.
If I find PS2,
But
PS5,
I mean, that's only
that's fine.
$500. We're talking about $3,000. Most guys are not going to spend that much of money, which is kind of like an investment, on someone unless they really truly value that person or that person is showing them.
Oh, okay.
Like there's some
You saying
kind of
that
like.
I'm speak to that because some people,
Yeah,
some
that's-
people,
it
just
doesn't
want to show how much money they
So women,
have.
that doesn't, because I'm buying something, that doesn't accentuate my relationship at all.
Yes.
If I'm buying something for you, that is just a gift. That's it. The premises of what we established, that is the foundation. It's not going to accentuate anything. Like
So-
it's just
Well,
like
I'm
you
not gonna
guys-
speak for most guys,
So
but
this is-
I feel like for me, it's like if I spend that amount of money, it's because I'm investing in that person and maybe investing in the bond and relationship for a future. Because it is a lot of money. I'm not gonna just drop $3,000 just like that without thinking twice about it. Maybe I'm just not rich enough. I don't know.
But it's like you said, if you were rich, some people just do that.
We'll
and
just
it's
do
like
it
nothing.
So I guess-
So it could be that they
So
just
if you
want to
want
flaunt their
your
money,
girl
that they
car-
just want her to smile, but they don't really like value. Value is a big deal. If you really value a relationship with that girl, you're not just gonna just buy her something just to buy her something. You're gonna be in a relationship and like do more meaningful things with her. And if you want something later on, okay, I'll get you a bag, but you don't want it to
That's not
seem
the-
like
that's
that
not
makes
what
you
the
more of
heart
a woman in the
That's not what the
relationship.
meat is.
And it
Yeah.
shouldn't be something for a purpose. Like, I hate when people only do something for something in return. That's not genuine. And in a relationship, that's bad news. Like, so you're only getting me this bag so I can sleep with you more?
Because that's
I
really-
got on your
that's really
nerves.
what it is.
So I'm going to get you a bag, baby, you know, because you wanted that bag.
So
and I
y'all
want
have
you to
never
be
done
nice to
something
me.
in hopes of something else in return?
It can happen.
Wow.
Bullshit.
Just real talk.
No, that's a real
Bullshit.
question.
Some people do that.
No, because I know some women, he's like, if I do this, if I cook for this guy, he will marry me.
So
Yeah.
Don't worry,
He will marry them,
he will marry me.
some women,
Some women do that. Some women do
you
that.
don't.
No.
I'm just asking.
If I ever cook for you, shout out to all my friends and family and loved ones, it's because I cared. It's not because, oh, this would cause a commotion and this would, no.
Yeah.
Like, it just comes down to that. It just comes down to like, you can't buy things because you're expecting something. That's not.
You can't do
That's not how the
things because
karma
you're
works.
expecting something.
That's just me. That's my principle.
But
I don't have to agree with
No,
everybody.
I agree. John in the chat, he says, someone has to be deserving. Like you see your girl being stressed from work over the past 2 months. He was like, pay some bills in the house or give her a weekend vacation to relax.
But that's
So-
caring. That's loving.
Yeah,
That's
so I
still
mean-
based on
Those
love.
are meaningful things.
Those are
Those are
meaningful
not
things.
material
things.
things.
Yes. Go
Yeah.
ahead, John.
That's the love language that she's
John,
talking
go
about.
ahead, John. You do
Yeah,
that.
that's
I ain't
not that
doing
one.
that. That's love. That's you're stepping yourself out of like you're thinking about somebody else's emotions, and that's what it's about.
Okay.
It's not. It might not benefit him, but he's doing it because like, damn, my girl is stressed.
Right.
you know?
And guys look for the same thing too. I think guys want to be recognized too when they're stressed. I know I do sometimes.
As a guy,
Yeah, it's a human thing to be
It's a human thing, right?
Yeah. You want to relieve that as a partner.
Jen, she's over here attacking the guys. She says there are guys out there that don't go out of their way for their women, even if she holds it down. Random gifts show your appreciation for your partner, even just a card.
Facts.
that's true. Okay, so the vacations, that's on a different level. That's on a different level. You know what I mean? The vacations are on a different level.
Let me even ask, like,
Okay,
how do you all actually go out for your man?
how?
It
Like,
depends.
give me like just a small example.
It depends on what type of relationship you have. Like, for example, if you and your guy, both y'all are homebodies, or like y'all just like the chill time with each other. Say y'all can go on a vacation with each other to somewhere, you know, like, I don't know, like a secluded resort in Vermont. Who knows? Just to chill with each other, get to know each other, spend quality time together, watching movies, shoot old black and whites, eating popcorn while he rub your toes. I don't know.
Jesus
Then that could be enough. You know,
Jesus laughing because that's not for him.
maybe
He's like,
it depends on what your man is asking for. If your man needs more communication, take that time to communicate with him more because he wants to know more about you and where you
So
stand.
genuinely, you guys actually, sorry.
I
you girls actually
like
do that.
meaningful
With
things
me,
that have to communicate.
whenever I establish a relationship with a guy, is me understanding like his deficits, and then also understanding like his love language, like because I'm compensating like that. You know what I'm saying?
So this is when you guys have established a relationship.
Oh, yeah, I mean that's me in general. Like I'm not gonna just do extra for a guy that I don't know. Like I've never
Yeah.
experienced that. Like
But you always expect a guy to do extra before you establish a relationship?
what? Okay, what do you mean extra?
What's extra?
What is
You-
extra? What are you saying extra?
So you said you will do extra. So that's like the question to you.
Like there's some intimate stuff that you're not gonna do with a guy until you establish.
So do you expect
Establish.
that extra before you be in a relationship with a guy?
What is
I feel like you're not defining.
That's what I'm
extra.
saying. You define the extra, right?
Okay, so if we've reached a level of commitment or stage within our relationship that has to find a next level, like if we, it doesn't even have to be what society thinks. Like you know how society says the talking phase, the what is it called? The talking, we talk,
Yeah,
we date,
we get
and
to know
then
each
we
other.
engage, and then we. That's what the ideal is. If you and I got together and you have that communication and we surpass that threshold, that's different. And that causes for celebration. That causes for not celebration, reward, man, but it causes, I don't even know if reward is reward, but it's like, let's acknowledge that. We've moved past that. And that's what, even beyond marriage, like, you're not gonna marry or be with a person that's perfect. You know what I'm saying? But if there's growth and there's pending like eagerness to, yeah, you're gonna fully invest, like you said, you're gonna fully invest to expect a good outcome. You know what I'm saying? But if you're not gonna do that in the beginning stages, hi, my name is, and then, oh yeah, let me go ahead and cook and twerk on it. No, you're not gonna do that. You're just not. You're not gonna do that. You're not gonna do that. Or have access to my.
So I want to go too deep into this, right? The reason why I actually asked that question is this, right? I feel like girls always expect extra from a guy from the beginning, not even knowing them, right? But they expect to do something after they're, oh, he's actually like someone. And that's why I always ask, like, who makes the first move? Like,
So,
like why is it that there's no
I see
reciprocity
what you're
from the
saying.
first, you know?
Yeah.
Who is the one that's initiating it?
The
Because
guy
okay, I
typically
see
makes
what
that
you're
first
saying.
move. Well, the girl,
Well-
well, yeah, it's expected that the guy makes that first move.
Why?
That's just the way it is.
It's-
Not everyone's like that.
Not everyone.
Not
So-
everyone's traditional like that.
So, okay, so,
that's true, but
Like I'm shy, so I do like I could really like a guy. I could think he's cute and I can talk to him and I think he's cool from afar. But am I gonna call him every day? No, because I don't want to look look stupid. Am I gonna go up to him at a party immediately if we've only like just locked eyes? Probably not. But if he comes over and if it's a respectable communication that he has, then there's a vibe right there. If we like the same things, if we're laughing at the same
What if the
things.
vibe was there, sis? What if the vibe was there? Would you actually initiate the conversation? That's what he's asking. Like, I'm being devil advocate.
And that's something
as
that
well.
me personally, like, it's
What'd
hard
you do?
for me to, it has to be like a strong vibe, because I've done it before, and we were really happy, and then it ended out really bad. But besides that,
We're not gonna think.
we're not gonna think about that. But in the beginning, when I had that vibe literally from across the room, it was great, and I took the gumption and just, walked up and said, hey, I saw you looking from afar, hi, and, one thing led to another, we
Okay,
started being
So I
really
got
good
a
friends.
question, but the question is really a segue to the next topic. You meet a guy, everything's good, get to know each other, and y'all dating, now you're in a relationship, and now it becomes sexual. And I mean, you really like this guy, and then y'all have bedroom activities, right?
Wait, you said
What-
bedroom
what-
activity?
Yeah, bedroom activities.
Just give me a
And
second.
then,
What the hell?
and then you realize some things about him and his bedroom activities or whatever.
Like scary things?
No, not scary. Like
Just invent
extra,
that
extra moaning and groaning and stuff like that.
Creative things.
Well, not just okay. So the next topic is this.
I really want to hear
Here's
this.
the next topic. It says, "Men that moan are gay." It's a little extreme.
Okay.
Laugh out loud. Is this true? I thought women wanted men to moan, groan, and grunt during sex. Anonymous.
So,
So
I,
me, I'm a grunter.
I do appreciate that. I appreciate that.
John, high five. Because we're social distancing. High
High
five.
five.
We
Yeah. Like I'm a
appreciate
grunter.
that.
Like what I'm.
Go
I mean,
ahead, John.
what I mean is like,
Yes.
because it's feeling good, and women want a man to last long, right? So for me, I do certain things to like psych my mind out and not get too caught up so I can last longer. So I might like
That's good. That's fine. That's fine.
like so it helps. I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm a moron.
no, I feel
I don't know.
like
But so for
men and
women.
women need to be on the same wavelength. If it feels good, let me know it feels good. Tell me. Don't just sit there and be quiet. That's awkward. That's weird. So it's like, am I doing the right thing? Like, am I good? Are you happy? Do you feel great? Because I'm having a great time. Are you having a great time? Some noise is not a lot of, and not that talking stuff. Don't be talking. But the noise.
Wait, you want
It's not
conversations? You
gay.
said
No,
talking.
no conversations.
What do you mean on conversation?
The moan, like how someone's asking you, do you like it?
Oh, okay.
What do you want to
that
do next?
conversation.
What do you want to do
conversation.
next?
Okay.
Can I do this? Stop. Don't ask. Nothing. Just.
Okay, so
But the moaning, yes, that's not gay.
What?
Allow it to land. Allow
That's
it to
emotion.
land. Okay. that's
okay, so so no. Okay, so if let me not use me. I don't have sex, but if so, so if someone is having sex for the first time, right?
Okay.
Like I'm meeting you for the first time, I literally don't know what works for you, right?
Okay.
So how do I communicate that with you without actually communicating? Like how does that work? So you want me to do like it doesn't work.
I hate him because he made it was like I
No,
was
it's
like,
true.
there. It was like, I hate him
No,
so
sir.
much.
How do I actually know? Okay, look, because from what my friends tell me, right?
You must have a lot of conversations with your friends.
Look, I have a lot of friends. Here.
Okay, that's fine.
From what they tell me is this, right?
Let's go. Yeah.
They have sex with different women, and it's different for each woman, right? So, if I know it's different for each woman, right? How do I know what works for you if you can't even talk? If you can't speak during sex? Like, do you want us
But
to
it's
talk
not
about
about her. It's not. You're taking the question out of context. It's about if he's groaning and moaning.
Okay. So I guess I want to
Go back. Let's go back. Let's go back. Let's go back to this.
You're right.
You see that cup?
So-
you must
Wait a
have it
minute.
there because you're not understanding the question.
Okay.
Let's go back.
I thought we
Go ahead.
did that to a different question.
No. If your way is you're moaning and groaning,
Okay.
is that considered? Is
Gay?
that considered gay? Is that considered what? Like,
I mean, I don't do it, but I don't think that's.
Cause John does it.
I'm gonna jump in the chat real quick. So
He growls.
Kayla says if it's theatrical, it
Okay.
may be awkward, but I wouldn't consider the person gay. Jane says, since when was this a thing? I'm confused. I think people want feedback from their performance, so moaning and groaning is good feedback.
Smart
I think now loudspeaker moaning and groaning is different. Let's see what
Can I
else.
ask like? Can I
Lynn
ask the
says,
people
if you're
for the
silent,
things?
how will the person know you're enjoying it?
That's very true. Can I ask the people like? Okay, I'm a person that just like wants to know the extremes. Like, what is a no-no for y'all? Like, you followers, like, what is the no-no for y'all? Because with me,
Wait,
the
so what
feedback
do you
is
mean?
okay.
In
Like,
terms
the
of
feed-
like,
The no-no is fingering the
I haven't answered the question.
so I
Question yet.
clarify, right? So you said, what is a no-no? Like, what do you mean?
Like, okay, there's some
In terms
people
of
that's
what?
like quiet. Okay, 0 to 10. 0 being just quiet. Like, this is awkward. This encounter is just like, can I leave the room? And then 10 is like, I don't know. Y'all define the 10 for me because I don't know. Because with me, it's like if there's feedback, and again, it stands on the like our connection, like our physical connection. Because there's some people who are not comfortable with doing anything. Like it depends on the comfortability, like the two people established. Cause you be so comfortable with a person, they do some weird stuff, and you like, you be like, okay, you be like, okay,
You're like, you know what, that was weird, but
that's weird. Like I never done that, but and then there's some cases where you're like, I'm gonna stand my ground. This is
Yes.
a no for me,
That's-
and I know my worth. Like there's some
Yeah.
cases like that. So
communicating and feedback is important.
yeah, like
you gotta let them know, like, whoa, like immediately,
Whoa.
like, oh, I don't do that. I don't do that.
Right.
Okay, so-
but communicating
so-
back.
You know, well,
like,
So
I
like,
don't know.
what exactly? Like, what do you mean? Like, give me an example.
Like, moaning and groaning, like that's not an issue. Like you're moaning and groaning, like because me, I'm the type of person. I'm a very anatomy and physiology person. So if you need to do certain things, if you need to scratch your leg and tap 2 times and turn into a circle before you come, like if that's what you're gonna do, no, I'm just talking. I'm just saying, like if that's what you are not, anatomy is telling you, like this is what you do. I won't judge you. I won't judge you. It's like, okay, you need to do it. But then again, what I think is weird, I might communicate it and say, okay, that's a little strange. But if I care for you, I'm gonna be like, okay, I think I can do it. I think I can work with that. But if I can't, I'm be like, you know what? I'm gonna stand my ground. Like, look, I'm gonna stand my ground. I can't do it. This is totally weird. And then it's up to you. But to label it as like gay, like how do gay people moan? Like I don't. Is that even a way? Like,
And that's what I'm saying. Gay people are regular people.
How do I know how
Gay,
gay
straight,
people moan?
it's
Like-
all the same. They moan the same
Yeah,
way.
like
So I guess-
women. Like
So you don't feel like a man moaning makes them less manly? Let's just
no,
No, it makes you
no.
more.
If anything, it's like that's your that's how you react. Like if you
Yeah.
wash your hands and you feel like the cold water is like tingling to your little butt, like you be like, am I gonna judge you for it? No, it's gonna tingle. Like, and I'm gonna be like, okay, babes, go ahead. I'm about to turn on the hot water for you. Like I'm that accommodating. Like I promise you, I'm that accommodating. Like come on.
I think it depends on like the first time versus like you're in a relationship and y'all been having sex a few times. Because me, I'll speak personally. The first time, I'm not gonna go for free. Because
True.
yeah, but I know you, but I don't know you, right?
Because the first time when you
This
have
might be
sex
a
with
woman
somebody,
thing.
it's not gonna be the second time.
It's exactly.
That's
So,
right.
Yeah,
The second time is really the first time.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and that may just be a woman thing, but it's like I'll be okay with not hearing, you know, you moan and groan that many times, because maybe the first time wasn't like, we're not 100% like into each other, so we gotta do it like 2 or 3. Shoot, maybe the 4th time would be like fireworks.
Girl,
and then maybe we could do like creative shit.
It's your business.
So Kayla in the chat, she's responding. I'm assuming she's responding to your question, Laura Donna. She said she dated a guy with a severe sweating problem during intimacy,
Okay.
and she had to end it. The rain was too much.
Oh,
The rain?
That's very unfortunate. It's actually a condition.
Shit.
It's actually a condition. It's more of a hormone. I'm sorry, I'm going to the nursing side, but it's actually a condition to where like it's a it's your
Hypothyroid?
no, it's not hypothyroidism. But it's dealing with the endocrine system to where you can't control it. So if you cared enough for him, you will literally have to like compensate. If it wasn't and you were like, that's a turn on.
What if they just have sex in a cold room so they don't sweat?
But what if she's cold? What if she's
Get a
cold
blanket.
and that doesn't make her wet?
That's
So-
like, man, you
Oh.
can't look in the way.
Like you can't do that. If it works for you, it works for you. If you're that caring, you compensate. But I've seen paraplegic people I've seen paraplegic people in a okay person have sex with each other because they compensated. Like maybe he had a car accident and but he can still stand it up. Like she still compensated and she still stayed around. It's up to you, baby girl.
Gotcha.
Like it's up to you.
So
Yes.
baby girl in the actual name is baby girl. The baby girls says so for her it depends on how deep the alto or high falsetto voice is. That's what's gonna make her comfortable.
So if this voice is too high,
If it's too
then
high,
it
then
causes-
It may cause anxiety.
or it's
I
awkward.
understand.
Yeah.
I understand.
If it's voice
And you
is
have
too
that
high,
right to be
you
like,
have
a
to
lot
like-
as a woman to be like, you know what, this is uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, just be like, baby, you ain't gotta be that high. Like,
Yeah,
like-
let's work on it.
All right. So for the sake of time, we got 2 more topics. We're just gonna touch on these 2 real quick. First one is you're about to get married. The wedding budget is $100 grand. You find out that your partner is terminally ill and has 12 months to live. What would you do?
Oh, wow.
Live it up.
Wait, like he has 12 months
Yeah,
to leave.
yeah.
If we spend 100,000, he will leave, right? Is that the
No.
That's
So
why I exit, guys.
the person you're getting married to is about to die in 12 months.
Okay.
But y'all are also about to get married, and your wedding budget is $100 grand. What would you do?
I would respect my spouse. I would respect my spouse, and we come up with a team effort to figure it out. I wouldn't leave him. But I will have a conversation with him about, like, after this, like, I guess because I experienced, I experienced a loved one passing, so I was able to ground myself, and we had talks with, like, what if after you pass, like, what do you feel comfortable? So, let's go back to replying that answer. So if I feel like we first met and we needed to live our lives, then I'm a nurse, so I'm gonna care for you. You're gonna be taken care of regardless. So you're gonna be taken care of, and if you're not showing any signs and symptoms, let's look it up. Let's go see places that we've never seen. Let's do things that you've always wanted to do. And if you honestly feel like you want to stay home and you want to spend it on your family, I'll respect that too. Like, I'm gonna ask you, how do you want to do it? Because it's no longer about me, it's about him. And then it's like, it's a touchy subject because it's like, would you go in and then like do the things and spend it for yourself?
Right.
You know what I mean? It's
I
are you
think-
doing this because it's
Maybe-
about to be a short end?
Maybe like how you communicate with him, see where
Yeah.
he's at. Maybe he wants to do something like that he's always wanted to do, and now that he doesn't have time left, he wants to do it with you. Do that.
Yeah,
But
if he does
it could be the situation where he's like, you know what, babe, like, what do you want to do? Because I don't want you to feel like this isn't our thing.
Our thing, yeah.
And I want you to still be okay and be happy and just be positive with me during this time. So if he says like, hey babe, take this for you after I go because I know you'll be hurt and you're gonna be going through something and you'll need some type of distraction. So this is for you.
If it was for our wedding, it was for us. So we're
Yeah.
establishing something and you wanna,
So.
A meaningful wedding on his part, like, babe, like, what do you want in our wedding? Because this is.
So you would
big
still try to
for
have
us.
the wedding and spend the money? or-
Absolutely.
at that point, it'll be to please him.
Yeah.
What he wants to do, like when he, like if you're passing and you wanna like have 100K buffet and all your friends and your family eats and they're well taken care of for that one day, let's do it. Like at that point, it's just kind of like, you're okay, but we will have a talk, like,
Yeah.
So Don in the chat, he says, definitely wouldn't be spending 100K anymore, because potentially I might be the only one stuck with covering the budget,
Yeah.
especially if there's loans for the wedding.
it depends on how you, it also depends on how you're getting that 100K. If
So-
it's a loan, and if it's like, okay, I'm gonna be screwed at the end, I'm gonna be like, babe.
Lucia in the chat, she says, we're going to the courthouse, take that 100 grand and travel the world.
I feel her.
Live it up.
It's on the premises of y'all relationship. It's what you guys established. If he wants to like live the next 3 months of his life like good, and he knows he's gonna be sick the next 3 months, because I'll be able to like break it down. Okay, on a cellular level, you're like this. You could be. It's gonna start being fatal at this end. Then we'll have talks, and you know, because after a while you can't even get on the plane.
Yeah.
It's that bad. It's
Jen
gonna be that
says it's more realistic to make the wedding smaller and spend money on medical bills.
Intimate.
Author says 100K budget and 12 months to live. That sounds like the best memorable moment of your life. Loretta says we could use the money for some bucket list type stuff. I think there's no right or wrong answer.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
generally everybody's like, you know, whatever the person that's about to pass wants to do, we can do that. So.
Okay, I have a question to the
Yeah.
people though. What if you're at that point where it's just like, he wants to be like, I want you to have my last name. And you're like, because I'm the type of person where it's just kind of like, I'm gonna be here with you, we're gonna get married, but I probably might not change my name or like do the whole legal stuff, because I know you're about to pass. I know this makes, I'm trying to be the devil's
And
advocate.
you
I know,
really love this person,
I'm just starting to like just combo.
No,
I
what
don't
you
get
say
me
makes sense.
But I'm gonna be that person that's gonna be like, baby, you're gonna do everything you want. But afterwards, I'm still gonna have to live. So I'm gonna have to like,
Keep my last name.
yeah, but if that's your love, like again, I'm trying to play devil advocate. Like, if that's your love, like you're gonna be like, yeah, I have his last name, da 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 da. But then I was like, legal wise, that's a lot.
No, because you're making me think in my mind, like, how
you take
do
his
you
last
divorce? How do you divorce someone that's passed? Like, so you take the last name. Like,
Oh no, once they're deceased,
that's it.
and they have a death certificate, it's kind of like self-explanatory.
Okay.
You show the death certificate to court or whatever. If you want to get remarried or do anything, once the person is deceased, that's it's final say.
Yeah.
So you won't have any issue, or you want to retrieve your name or whatever, you can. You have the right to, but it's a lot of process
Yeah.
and money and stuff. So would you feel some type of way if you're like, if your spouse be like, I'll take your last name, but not really your last name? Like, would you feel some type of way with that? Because I would feel some type of way, but I wouldn't judge them for it.
Don feels this type of way because he's like, so you're not going to carry on the legacy of man you love?
It doesn't mean that you're not going to carry on the legacy. It's just a last name. A name is a name, to be honest. Like, it doesn't mean like say he got her pregnant before he died. Here's your legacy, but I'm gonna leave it up to my kid. Like, if you want your dad's last name
That's
or not, because like you could end up with somebody else.
If I had a baby, I'd definitely take your last name. Because my child's gonna have it. If I wasn't married, if I wasn't pregnant, because I was going on the premises of like we're getting engaged, we're getting married, and then we're gonna have a baby, but I haven't had a baby by you, then that's like totally different. I'll take your name if I was pregnant by you, for sure. Because I would want my child to have,
Yeah.
but still, it's like, would you move on, right? And
Right.
then find somebody else, and then would you?
I think it's just a name, like, you know, her just being real, like, have that talk with him for sure, like, hey, just because this is what it is, it's a fact, like, you're gonna be gone soon, like, and I just, you know, want to be able to keep my last name because, like, you're no longer with me, but it doesn't mean that you're gone from my heart, it doesn't mean you're gone from, like, my life. A name is just a name.
Yeah.
Some people take that too seriously.
Yeah, same thing for me, not to go into deep detail, but I think I wouldn't even ask. Like, I think I'd too much to be asking, hey, take my name. I already know I'm about to pass, so. So last question for the day. If someone gave you a box filled with everything you've lost in your lifetime, what's the first thing you would look for and why?
Right. Say that.
If somebody gave you a box filled with everything you've lost in a lifetime, what's the first thing you would look for and why? I know two things that I look for. One, I remember growing up in Nigeria. I think we lived on Oluti. I was a little kid, and towards the kitchen, it's like where my mom used to put chickens when we're having get-togethers or whatever. And it was a very, very scary moment. I'm a little kid, so I remember being 4 years old and playing with this little toy car. It was a red car. And I'm playing with that joint. I'm in the hallway leading to the kitchen. I'm playing with that joint. And I push it a little bit too far. And it goes all the way to that scary part that you got to pass before you get to the kitchen. And all my life, even until the day I left, and even sometimes every once in a while, I always think to myself, is that little car still in there? Because I used to love that little car. So that was the first thing I'm looking for. Second thing would be Ivory. When I was in college, I had this little dog. It was a pit bull mixed with a lab. I called her Ivory because she was ivory colored. I always wondered where she's at because I had to give her away. I was a dumbass. I was living on campus as a resident assistant with a pet on campus. And my supervisor knocked on my door one day and said, "Johnny, either you go or the dog goes." I was like, "How did you know?" She's like, "Don't ask me no questions. Either you go or the dog goes." So I had to get the dog away. So those will be the two things I look for. How about you?
I would say I'm gonna be looking for the ring that my mom gave me. I think she bought it for me when I was like 14. And the story behind that is me and my mom don't get along. So there was only very few times, especially my childhood, where she showed like that she was a very loving mother to me, and we spent time with each other. So I had a gold ring. It had my birthstone on it, and it said "I love you" on each side of the ring. And I love that ring because it was the first piece of jewelry that she let me have because she wouldn't let me have any of her other jewelry.
True.
And at that time, she was trying to make me a girly girl because I was a tomboy at heart. So it was like the beginning of being girly, but it was also the beginning of hope that maybe me and her do understand each other. Maybe we can like talk to each other. Like, okay, she does love me, because honestly, I didn't feel like she did for so many rough times. So to have that ring, because now it's gone. If I have that ring, it's like I have a piece of my mom, whether she's alive or dead. Like, this is me, my mom loves me. I'm gonna wear it no matter what.
So, how much you choose?
So, no, I really want to understand the question. So the question is, what is that thing that...
So it's asking, so the box is filled with everything that you've lost in your lifetime,
Okay.
but it's asking what's the first thing that you would be looking for.
like to take back?
No, just the first thing,
Just to have.
just the first thing that comes to mind that you'd be looking for, whether it brings excitement or maybe it's like whatever it may be.
That's, it's kind of tough for me though, but I think...
It's too much for you.
It's not, it is, because I feel like the way I live, like everything that happens for me is more like it helps me grow in a way. So I don't necessarily think about things that kind of like in the past in a way. But I think one thing that's actually like very, I think it's kind of weird, but I think moving from TSU to UMH was a very bad decision. Like, I wish I could take that. No, really. I don't say why.
Okay, let's go.
So, experience in TSA, right, is, I think at that point, right, I feel like, how do I say this? I feel like I was a quote unquote coon. Like, I'm like, everything white is like good, right? Like, so the only reason I actually left TSA was because I wanted to be more like a white demographic or something like that, right? So for me, I didn't actually understand how that can be actually detrimental to me, like, you know,
Oh, okay.
because I feel like when I was in TSU, like I got more like
In tune with yourself?
not just in tune with myself. I feel like the professors and everything they had, like they focused more on me, like, you know, like they did things that made me more comfortable, like, you know, they're like, oh, like the curriculum was aligned with something that I could actually deal with, you know.
Good.
So for me, like I think that's one thing I would
That's a good one.
take back.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
That's dope. How about you, Donna?
With me, can I hear the question again? It was two things that you would have.
Well, it says, what's the first thing that you would look for? You have a box filled with everything you've lost in your lifetime. What's the
Right.
first thing that you would look for?
With my lifetime, I lost my mother at the age of 24. So I would have something that would ground me, and she was a person that grounded me. So I would definitely have, it's so weird, y'all, but I have her nightgown. I have a night, like, it was
That's
like,
not weird.
it was like, she's Filipino by the way, but she used to love this Ankara nightgown. I still have it to this day. I will bring that with me because it like literally solidified who I was. And then second, the only thing that I would probably think about that I would just like take advantage of is, I guess, my Bible. Like, I mean, I read it every day, but it may be one of the things that keeps me, no, it's not maybe, it is one of the things that keep me grounded. Just to, like, as a survival kit, because I'm thinking survival status, like two things. So I'll just probably have my Bible and what my mom has. It may sound generic for y'all, but it means a lot to me. You know, that's just, I'm all about that spiritual and grounded side. So
Right.
yeah.
All right, that's what's up. We'd love to know what y'all think in terms of what you'd be looking for. Just go ahead and post it in the comments. Don't forget, share with your family and friends, you know, let them know about the show. We love the engagement in the chat. I know we didn't get enough time to really engage with y'all and really go in.
Don't we have like 15 more minutes to address all those chat issues?
What's
don't
your
want-
issues? Because I
Wait, what do you want to talk about?
That's it, like if they have
You can just
anything, like
mention what
we
they
could just
say.
do like 15 more minutes. Lori
Just
has
pick
a lot to
Well, we
say.
went over time. We went way over
I have no
time.
beef with y'all. I love y'all to death. Like, I have no beef with y'all.
Yeah,
I'm just an
yeah,
alpha woman,
please.
so
Okay, let's see.
it is what it is.
Alpha.
Do you see anything in the chat that you want to address?
Let's see, because I haven't.
Okay, so I actually have this issue, right? And I've actually heard this a lot. And I know, for some reason, I really want to see like the female's perspective on this, right? So, some females, right, they say that, 2020 women, they say that they think that men love the chase, right?
Love what?
The chase, like
Chase.
like, you know.
So 2020 women think men love
I'm
chase.
just trying to be controversial, but no, like, but women actually think this thing. So I really want to actually clarify, like, first of all, where are you guys getting this thing from?
What chase? What are you talking
To
about?
be chased?
To be chased.
Look,
Look, Lauren, you've said this before. Trust me.
Ooh.
Like, not everybody.
Okay,
You said this before. Okay. So I really want to know, like, especially from the chat. So I really want to know, like, where are you guys getting this
Okay, wait, like not everyone
What
is
chase you
that
talk?
way.
No.
What is this 2020 woman who wants to
What
be
chase are you talking about?
from? So chased in the sense of, like, they like a nigga that they feel sorry,
I know what you
nigga, not nigga, but they feel guys
No, please.
they feel guys like to pursue. And for some reason, if a guy thinks that they don't need to pursue, they find the girl quote unquote easy, right? So I want to know where you guys are getting this thing from, and I would love that actually goes out of like your head.
I don't feel that way, but I'll speak on someone who would think that way because
Thank you.
I have girlfriends that think that the man should like come to them and chase them. Like they purposely play games just so he can chase them because they feel like I don't want to be easy. That's what they say. I want him to earn me, but it's a difference between earning and playing games because I don't believe in playing games. Like if you like me, please tell me. If you want to come up to me and say hi, do it. Like I'm not gonna be like, oh, I have something to do, and I really don't have something to do. I just want to force you to like run after me. That's silly. So this 2020 woman that feels like she needs to be.
So yeah, I'm like
Women have felt like this for like many years.
I feel like he's coming.
But it's not the new woman. It's not the new woman.
Wait, I feel
And
like
some women, their mom literally like preaches to them like, no, baby, he needs to chase you. He needs to earn you. So in their mind, they don't know any better because they've never tried it a different way.
I 100% agree with you.
Right?
Chiz, now.
Do you not like the chase, Chiz?
so.
Chiz don't know.
Wait,
Chiz doesn't know.
Wait. What is that?
Chiz, you like okay. So first, allow me to talk.
I'm listening.
So you're saying, like, I'm trying to clarify what you're saying. You're saying, why do 2020 women, right?
First of all, the 2020
Feel-
woman is just maybe.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. 2019, 2018, 2017,
Right.
it doesn't matter. All right, we established it, right? Okay, correct. Correct, Mundo. Let's proceed on.
I'm
You're
listening.
saying, why doesn't the ideal woman think, not ideal woman, but like the average woman think that they need to go towards a man when a man should go towards them, right? Is that it? Is that what you're saying?
Kind of, yeah.
No, don't say kind of.
So-
Explain, because I need to understand the premises of what you're asking so I can clarify what you're asking. I need to understand. So go ahead.
So a guy has the responsibility. When I mean chase, a guy has the responsibility to initiate,
Okay.
to keep the conversation going, to do the date, to literally get you to like them when you already do. Like so.
Oh, everything.
So let me. I want to.
Girls, that's what I'm saying. No,
Wait.
okay.
So
Girls, go ahead.
the last time we had a conversation about the chase thing, right?
Okay. I don't remember
What?
it. Go ahead. I don't remember
So
about the last time.
Whatever it was, it got to his.
So
Woo!
what do you mean by chase? Then? Like when you were talking about the chase, you said guys like the chase. Guys like girls that are not quote unquote easy, right? So tell me what.
So before you answer, Kayla in the chat, she says chasing and playing games is two different things.
Thank you.
She says, I think women want the man to show he's intentional.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Look, is
I'm allowing him to under.
girls. If I tell a girl right now I like you, do you think the next response is like let me like reciprocate? It doesn't work that way, right?
So
But what's her response?
Jimmy says, here's what Jimmy says. Jimmy says you chase, you catch and repeat.
See, that's the game. That's the game.
Wait. So outside of okay. Chiz, you know what? I'm gonna be the devil advocate.
Please go ahead.
Because that's who I am.
James
Let me be the devil advocate.
says the only chase he knows is the bank.
Oh, we want to hear from her.
Okay, so the thing about like this 2020 woman wanting to be chased. Here's the thing. Like, yes, we want to know that you're interested. And I mean, props to the guy. Like, he wants to know that the girl is interested too. But to me, it's a a game. Like to feel like you have to like lie and like say silly stuff just so someone can chase you. I don't think that 2020 women, I don't think that women as a whole are going like, oh well, if you want my number, like can you buy me lunch? Or I'll give you my Instagram if you tell me like I'm pretty, or just silly stuff, you never know. But the chase thing, I don't chase. I don't want a guy to feel like he has to chase me. I don't want him to feel like he has to like force it. To me, that's forcing, right? That's not real to me.
Do you want me to answer, or is this?
No, go ahead. I just look. I'm just looking from perspective. Like, that's all.
Chiz, I honestly feel like
Who's Chiz? No, I'm just kidding.
So,
Chiz. You want me to say your whole name? Like,
Please, go ahead.
okay, I honestly feel like you want me to answer in a generic way, and that's not how I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna speak on one-on-one level.
Okay.
If you expect me, right, to, I guess you want to say chase as a guy. It's not about the chase. It's like you have to change your perspective. Okay, as a guy, I'm not telling you that you have to do 3 cartwheels, 2 flips, and 1, I don't know, TikTok video to contact me. I'm not telling you that. I'm not telling you that at all. But if we're gonna get on an intimate level and you're gonna take the time out to get to know me and I get to know you, we're gonna have to like go outside of our boundaries, right? Go outside of our comfort zones, right? So if it seems as if it's like you contacting a woman is diminishing you as a man, and it's never that. It's never that. It's not that. It's
no,
like,
but what you're saying is, because in the chase process, sometimes you win and a lot of times you lose, but you're still expected to chase. And it's like a lot of times for men, maybe it helps us if we can tell whether or not the chase is worth it. Like, give me some kind of feedback to know that, okay,
I mean,
even though I don't mind putting in the work to
there's-
chase, but am I putting all this work and then I'm gonna end up losing at the end of the day? Like, because life is like, you take chances, you win, sometimes you lose. A lot of times you lose more than you win, but when you win, the hope is that you win big.
But John,
So, go ahead.
Okay, there's some women that would just do this, okay?
Who does that?
They'll just be doing this. And then you're like, oh, okay.
I don't understand
okay,
language.
interesting. There's some women that are literally like, they'll tell you like, what's up?
Yeah.
Like there's some, you have a gradient.
But that's not the majority
Okay,
of women.
you have a gradient of women. So if you want to catch, if a woman that was just like, that's not her style, that's not her language, and she was like, no, you're gonna have, in order for you to like have me on an intimate level, you're gonna have to require you're gonna have to require like you to actually show effort. And when I say effort, it's not like I'm saying jump 3 times, do 3 skips, and then contact me. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying like any guy is gonna come up to me and be like, I like you. Okay, and
Learn.
like you, it's like if you sit here and you're like, okay, I like you, and you want to show interest, and showing interest is different. But to some men, it's like diminishing to them. Like you're taking it personal, and you might like a girl that she only had to win 3 times, and you come up with that's good. That's okay. That's okay too.
Yeah,
But if
that's
you're gonna talk to me, show interest and show me that I'm not wasting my time. Is that a crime?
So it sounds like
that
both people want
crime?
the same thing. I think women, same as men, they don't want to try to invest in something that they feel like they're wasting their time.
And I don't expect a guy to be like, yeah, he's gonna have to buy me a BMW before I even.
I mean, look,
That's not what I'm asking.
That's a
It's just
string.
respect.
Like, that's a string.
But that's what I'm saying.
But
like,
the thing is,
to you, it seems like it's extreme to be
Look.
like, hey, let me actually dial my number, text her, or call her. It's not that.
Yes.
No woman is asking you to do too much.
Men feel like it's a big change
you're
just
not
to
being asked
call
to do
and
much.
text, just to communicate simply. It's like, you're
Okay,
not chasing me, you
I
just want to call me.
I would-
Nobody's asking you to do anything that's
I
outside
will
of
ask
your-
you this question, right?
Okay, go ahead.
So, that guy that's texting you, right? Are you interested in this guy? Let's
texting me, so
let's
I
say,
can't tell you.
Wait, say, what did you say?
I said I don't have nobody texting me, so I can't tell you.
no.
So,
This is hypothetical, right?
Okay.
So you're interested in this guy, right?
Okay.
What's the probability that you actually show your interest? Like, oh, he
What's my
texts you.
probability as a woman to be like, hey, you know what? He's kind of cute.
Oh, I like you, right?
Best believe if I want to stay, because again, I'm an alpha woman. So if I want to stay,
I don't even know what that means. Honestly.
because I'm an alpha woman, I'll be able to say we're going into
He knows what you
deeper
mean.
detail.
Alpha is such a-
alright, so here's what Alpha says in the chat. He says,
Oh, okay.
as descendants of warriors and hunters, it's a man's nature to intentionally go after what they want.
Thank you.
But to the woman, encouraging a man's advances,
It's also her
when
duty.
the feelings aren't mutual is wrong.
You said what?
When the feelings are
to
not
encourage
mutual.
Oh, no,
She's
you
not
should.
Yeah.
That's your responsibility to be like, you know what? Yes. You know what? Give it up. That's your responsibility. You went for me, and I'm gonna be honest with you and be like, you know what? It can work out. You know what? You're kind of cute. Like it's up to me. That's cool. That I don't have no issues with that. But your expectation are on some, I don't know.
So, Shiz,
Somebody
what's your
hurt you.
expectation? Like when you're trying to advance a girl, you're trying to get a girl's attention, you're obviously trying to figure out whether or not the feelings are mutual, right? So, like, what do you expect to get, or what are you trying to?
Okay, so I don't actually expect a lot, but for me it's this, right? If I'm talking to you,
Okay.
let's say I meet you for the first time, I make the first move, which
Okay.
I don't necessarily do it, but let's say I make the first move, right?
Okay.
And you are attracted to me, of course, but after that, it's like there shouldn't be a chase anymore, if that makes sense.
So
Like,
what's the first move? Like, what do you mean?
first move is I get your number, I introduce myself, and we talk, right?
Alright.
So after that, it should be smooth from there. Like, do you understand? It shouldn't be until, oh, I still want to know your intention before like, it's like you're basically putting your leg, like you're trying to test the waters, like, oh, is it hot? No, like I want you to either put one leg in, or put one leg in, right?
I agree.
Or I put one leg in, you put one
I
leg in.
respect that.
Like,
But for
do
the
it.
thing is that it's not reality, right? Because girls think that if they put that one leg in, they're cheap now. Sorry, not gonna
But
say.
you
Okay,
going on
sorry.
a generic
Like,
basis.
I
sorry,
think that-
I take that back. Like, some girls think if they put one leg in, it means they're cheap now. Like, it's like, oh, that means he feels like, oh,
No, that's
she
what you
can
think.
easy.
Got you.
Well,
Like,
that's what he
And no, I want to be wrong. I
Yeah,
actually
you
want
are
to be
wrong.
wrong. Okay.
You know why? You're wrong because when you're initiating any kind of encounter with a woman, you don't know where she's coming from. So if she's hesitant and she's like, oh, let me dip in my toe, I'm putting my foot in, that's a lot for that woman.
So,
And
what for the guy?
No, allow me to land.
Okay.
So if you're putting in that foot, it's like it's up to you as a man to be like, where's her background from? Like, why is this so startling for her to? It's up to you. It's up to you. To a regular person that is just like, you know what? I'm not going. I'm encountering. That doesn't mean that much to me. They're gonna fucking go in the water and sink in their knees if they have to. But if a woman, if you like her enough and you're like, oh, she's startled. This is startling to her, but I actually like her. Let me make her feel comfortable.
Take it slow.
Let me take it slow with her. What's wrong with
Just
that?
so you can
You
move.
can't take
So-
you can't
That's the
take a
problem.
basic
So, Laurie, there's
thing
nothing wrong
and
with
then
it. It's just like the entitlement that comes with it is weird to me.
So,
Okay,
Entitlement is what every woman does.
So it's like you expect a guy to kind of accommodate you.
These are the type of women
Does that
who
make sense?
expect men to be in charge, like period, who like
If you
expect
make
men
me
to
regardless,
do.
I'm good.
Not you, not you.
And it's like she said,
I'm just
that's
saying-
why
I can't provide that.
we don't do that.
I'm gonna
What is- what is
regardless. So if you
alpha
meet me,
mean?
it's not accommodating anything. I'll be okay. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm just being honest. Let's be honest. Like,
in a way,
I'm not accommodating anything.
I agree. I see where
Like-
she's coming from because everybody has a story.
It's just
One
a
thing
person
Don
you encounter.
just said that it resonates with me. It says, choose a woman that chooses you.
Thank you. Thank you.
You know when you
You know,
choose
like,
each
when
other,
the
you
feelings
will
are
know.
mutual.
You
If y'all
can
have
tell.
mutual interests. in
Okay,
each
so
other,
let me say this,
Then
right?
there's no chasing
Yes.
involved if y'all chase.
So
if y'all
think
choose
about
each
this,
other
right?
on
I'm
that.
sure I'm gonna be interested in
Yeah,
getting to know
you
you.
can tell from the way
Look,
you say
I've
it.
actually met people that I met female friends. Like, so my friends used to tell me this story.
You got a lot of friends, right? They're not helping you now.
So the thing is, I've heard like where a female, like a girl will actually be like, I like this guy, but I can't just be that vulnerable because I guess.
it goes back to what she said.
It goes
About
back
you don't know
to
what
she
that
has
person's
established
story is.
some kind of boundaries within herself.
So somehow the guy has to be the one that would be.
If you
No,
like
here's the thing.
her enough, and
For me-
you're like, damn, like
Because she's
I
doing that for a
down
reason.
some barriers.
If she feels uneasy, it's for a reason, either something she knows about you or something that she's like something happened in the past to her when it comes to
That's
men.
good about
And then
you,
right?
the way I think
So
about it
she's
is-
like, let me
is-
just see what,
Relax.
feel afterwards. She in the water, but she waited. She not swimming, she
And it
just
could be a
waited.
talk for you as a guy. It could be a talking point because if you notice something, you can, and you're trying to get to know this person, you can address it because then you're allowing them to at least take the ball down and express themselves. Because if you're genuinely interested in someone and you see them being a somewhere about it, just say something because now you have something to
So
discuss.
basically, it's not like a guy's responsibility. It's who
It's
is
not-
more interested.
No, it's
There
not
are
about-
relationships where people are more interested. in
No,
others,
no, no,
and
no.
then it does.
It's
become-
nobody's responsibility. It's not about nobody's responsibility. If you like her enough and you actually feel that, like you have the time and need to be like, I have to get to know her. Like I feel like it's gonna be a betterment to me to like actually take some time and invest. Then that is okay. It's okay. It's not gonna hurt your pride. You just getting to know somebody better. Like if she feels like if she's too intimate enough to even look at you and have direct eye contact or even kiss you, that means something. You have if you don't feel like that is okay. If you don't feel like that is there's more to it, then you just need a more person who's just like more on a more of like superficial line. I'm not trying to disrespect you, Chiz, I'm really not, but you're more on a superficial line to where it's just like, you know what, this interaction means nothing. Like,
Yo, Chiz, so somebody in the comment, I'm not even gonna tell you who said this. They said, man, where the hell did it go?
I know what you're talking
They said, God damn it, where'd it go?
I honestly want to be wrong. That's all.
about.
it's like you expected me
Just a
to
little bit.
introduce myself,
I'm not
give me my number,
expecting anything.
and talk on
But-
that ass.
no.
And just say, a nice
No,
thing.
you're lying.
Like, no, social distancing.
Okay,
Social
so
distancing.
That way. There's so many things.
okay, I guess that's the last one.
No,
Yeah.
but I'm
Oh, yeah,
so serious.
So, Chiz, somebody has a question for you. They said, so you can play FIFA, but you can't play games with women?
That's done.
That's what I'm saying.
Wait, first of all, I don't even play FIFA. Second of all,
Bye.
Nobody knows you play FIFA.
Wait,
Boy,
this is the
bye.
thing, right?
Boy, bye. You be spending.
Look,
What?
I'm being
All right.
Wait, let me
So-
conclude. I need to
All right,
conclude.
okay,
Let me
go
talk.
Go ahead. You got the flow.
So this is the thing, right?
He's hurt.
Oh.
He's hurt.
I'm not. But the
We
thing is,
ganged up. I'm
I-
sorry.
I feel like I'm too old to play games, right? That's just my point. Like, if I feel like there's a lot of work when it comes to actually being in some sort of relationship with people, right? But that first part, like, can actually be eliminated in a way, right? So it's like, if I like you and I'm making move, just be reciprocal and just leave the. I know it's hard, you know, and I know I'm actually sounding idealistic, but I would prefer that first part, like, is
No.
we get over it. Like,
No.
anyways, it's just.
I think the word
Okay,
chase,
can I say
just the
something?
whole subject of chase needs to be taken out and thrown in the trash because chase
If it's
makes
look,
it awkward.
if it's-
It makes one person, doesn't matter if it's male or female, feel like they have to do something
Exactly.
to force it. So chase shouldn't even just understand that you need to get to know that person, period. If you feel like they're playing games on making you chase,
Then you
then
cool.
address it.
Then she's you
Like, hey,
Then
like what
she's
are we
you
doing?
cool.
Like, what are we
talking about? Because I like you, I like to talk to you, we have a vibe,
So-
so let's just be real.
So that whole statement that girls say doesn't actually make, there's no meaning
it's not
to
to
it now.
everyone. It's not to everyone.
Okay, well, Larry, look, anyways, let's end the show.
All right, y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in. We really, really love and appreciate all the feedback, the comments. The chat section was real live, so don't forget, live, comment, subscribe. We'll see y'all next week. Thank you once again, and y'all be safe. Yeah, see y'all next week. Thank you.
Bye.
Are you going to end this too?